Greetings, everyone. Well, it's that time again. DVD Blu-ray update time. Yes, picked up a whole bunch of new goodies. Got some upgrades. Got some, I don't know if I call them duplicates. Well, I guess they're duplicates, but with reason. And some stuff I've had my eye on for a very, very long time, and finally decided to pull the trigger on. So let's check it out. DVD and Blu-ray update time today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. So I guess we'll start off with some of the horror-y stuff, being Halloween season and all. I guess I could have done this as a strictly horror update and just kind of done all the other stuff on its own, but I decided not to. What the hell, we'll just do everything all at once. Alright, so first up, alright, well this one actually isn't horror, it's science fiction, but we'll show it first anyway. A limited edition from, is it Scream Factory? Yes, Scream Factory, limited to 1,000 units. I heard about this film. It just sounds like an absolute blast. Skinslip picked it up recently and was telling me about it, and I really want to check it out, so I basically just decided to jump on it. We got Message from Space, available exclusively through the Shout Factory website. This is not available in stores, and it is limited to 1,000 pieces, so if you want it, grab it quick, because their limited editions go really, really fast. To put this in perspective, you know that I've picked up quite a few limited editions from Twilight Time over the past few years. Those are usually about 3,000 pieces. This is 1,000, so quite a bit less. So there's a few titles like that that are severely limited. Honestly, I think 1,000 is too few for a lot of the titles that they've put that limit on, but hey, if you want them, you just basically... I mean, it's getting to the point where with some of these limited editions, like, I've missed out on a lot that I've wanted, one of which I'll mention a little later in this update. But it's getting to the point with the limited editions where it's like you need to have funds set aside in advance in anticipation of there being other limited editions down the line that you're going to want. Otherwise, what ends up happening for me is... I blow my spending money on whatever, I want that week. And then the week between paychecks is when these limited editions appear out of nowhere with no announcement whatsoever. And they're sold out, like, almost immediately a lot of the time. So, yeah, I think in my case, what I'm going to do is start setting aside a limited edition fund, like just $100 here, $100 there, just kind of throw it into its own little pile. And then when these limited editions do show up, I can at least try to jump on the ones that I really want. All right, so next up, not a limited edition at all, but you knew I was going to pick this one up. I loved the first one. I thought the spin-off was okay. Did a review of it, actually. Did a review of the first one a couple Halloweens ago. Did a review of the spin-off just this Halloween, or shortly before Halloween. We have The Conjuring 2. Yes, so more ghostly adventures with Ed and Lorraine Warren. So, have not checked this out yet. Definitely looking forward to it. A little bit busy with all the other stuff I got planned for Halloween, but once I get all those done, then I will be checking this one out right away. So, yeah. Then next up, I've had my eye on these for quite a while. There was a digibook of the first one, and apparently Scream Factory is doing special editions of the second and third. But I got these at HMV in a 2 for $20 deal. So I was like, you know what, $20? That gives me all 3 movies for less than what it will cost for one of the Scream Factory releases. So probably going to end up double dipping on these, but I wanted to get them now, didn't want to wait. Picked up Poltergeist, the regular Blu-ray case edition, not the digibook, sadly, because the digibook is long out of print, and the double pack of Poltergeist 2 and 3. Now, in terms of contents, this has all the same extras that were on the digibook release. The only thing you're missing is the actual digibook itself, so really just a packaging miss there. And then this is kind of nice, double feature set, and both movies are on their own disc. I love it when they do that. So you get lots of space there for both of them. So very nice indeed. I have not seen the second and third ones for quite some time. I pretty much grew up with the first one. It's a classic example of 80s PG-rated horror that is still scary as hell, and just shows how intense PG could be back in the day. It's definitely become a lot wussier over the years. But back in the 80s, man, PG was a lot different than what it is now. So, pretty cool stuff. Next up, I do have basically the sister series to this. It was sent to me by a generous viewer a while back. I've been wanting this series for a long time to complement it on the shelf and just to have the whole thing. We have Tales from the Darkside, the complete series. I found this on like a little hidden end cap in Walmart that was not obvious at all. They also had the season 1 set, which I almost grabbed, but decided not to because I thought, no, I really want the complete series set. And lo and behold, they had the complete series. This was only $30 at Walmart for all 4 seasons. And what is it, 90 episodes? I think it's 90 episodes, yeah. So very cool. And the companion series to this is, of course, Monsters, which ran for 3 seasons and is by the same creators. So much like Monsters, Tales from the Darkside is an anthology horror series, actually executive produced by George Romero. This is basically Creepshow the series. This is what it was intended to be, was to be essentially Creepshow the series. So if you liked Creepshow, you'll probably like Tales from the Darkside. It's a good old-fashioned anthology horror. Whereas Monsters kind of focused a little bit, it was also anthology horror, but always had kind of a monster of the week. Tales from the Darkside was a little bit more freeform, and the stories could be just about anything. So pretty cool stuff. Really glad to finally have both of those shows in the horror anthology collection. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the horror stuff, kinda. Well, there's a couple that can cross over into the horror genre a little bit. We'll get to that in a minute. So this is a double dip, just because I'm obsessed with this movie, and I already have so many editions of it. What's one more to add to the mix? I picked up the steelbook edition of Transformers the movie. Of course, I think last update, I also picked up the regular edition with the slipcover and the alternate artwork, and then the steelbook edition. This is just the backing, slides right off. The steelbook edition is quite nice, very very classy. Really like this. Basically, they had one left at HMV. No great sale price. This was basically full price. We got the Autobot logo in there. Do we have I'm assuming we have the Decepticon logo underneath the other side. Yes, indeed. Hold on. There we go. And then we got the Decepticon logo there. So, very nice. Basically, just to have a nice alternate edition of this. And in terms of the contents, it's all exactly the same as the regular edition. So really, if all you're after is the on-disc contents, there's no reason to choose one over the other, really, other than personal preference. So, yeah. So, Steelbook of Transformers the movie. I was a little bit jealous of all my friends who got the Steelbook, and I just got the regular edition. And funny enough, they were jealous of me for getting the regular edition because of the alternate artwork. There's actually more artwork on this edition than there is on the Steelbook. But, yeah, what can I say? One of my all-time favorite animated movies. Completely obsessed with it. I've got like 4 editions of it on DVD. I've got the Australian Blu-ray. I've got this, and I've got this. So I'm well covered. If any one of those should stop working, I've got like 6 backups. So there we go. Next up, I know a lot of people got this, and this was one of the ones that they had a limited collector's edition of that I sadly missed out on. This is a Scream Factory release. It had so it had a limited edition that contained that gave you a second slipcover. So you actually got 2 slipcovers with it with different artwork, and you also got full-size posters of both original art pieces for both slipcovers. Sadly, that limited edition sold out almost immediately, and as I mentioned, it was between paychecks. Actually, it was towards the end of the month, so the point of the month where I had the least amount of money, because rent time is right around the corner, and there's just no extra money at that point. So really bad timing as far as this release went. However, I was in HMV. They had one left of this is like same with Transformers. They had one left of this. Picked up the collector's edition of The Thing. And this is like any Scream Factory edition. It has the original artwork on the cover, which is really nice, actually. I really like this a lot. and then the original theatrical poster on the reverse side of the insert. So very nice indeed. This basically is the edition of The Thing that we've all been wanting for a very long time. Brand new transfers supervised by the director of photography, Dean Cundy, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it yet, but from what I've heard from my buddies who also picked this up, it's never looked better. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. It's absolutely one of my, not just one of my all-time favorite sci-fi horror movies, but just one of my all-time favorite movies. Period. I just think it's a freaking masterpiece of sci-fi horror, and just a great ensemble cast, and just a wonderful, wonderful film. Great stuff. First saw it when I was 12 years old, and it scared the living crap out of me. Now, additionally, I also picked up The Thing. This is, of course, the anamorphic widescreen DVD release. I used to have the sort of collector's edition packaging version of this a while back, and stupidly got rid of it, not realizing that the Blu-ray edition, and this goes for this Blu-ray edition as well, the commentary track with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell has a section of it removed. There is a part of it that has been censored off all the Blu-ray releases. This is the last time it was ever released. It was on the anamorphic DVD. And amazingly enough, they've never gone back and re-censored the DVD. It's always been available uncut, like the commentary track. But, so, yeah, apparently that censor snip is still in this version. And that's that. And what it is, in case you're curious, is just a tiny little remark made by Kurt Russell that I guess somebody somewhere took offense to. Where basically they're talking about, it's the scene where Blair is smashing up the radio room, and John Carpenter and Kurt Russell are talking about it and such, and there's the part where Keith David runs up, and John Carpenter mentions how Keith David was in a car accident, and how he had injured his hand, so they had to cover up his hand with a glove and sort of paint it to match his skin color, so it wasn't so obvious because it was all swollen and stuff from the accident, and and they make a remark that prior to that he had only ever been behind the wheel of one car, or was it Kurt Russell says prior to that he had only ever been behind the wheel of one car before, and it was a stolen car. And that's it. It's just an innocuous remark, but I guess somebody said, oh, that's racist, or some stupid bullshit like that. And that line of the commentary has since been removed from all subsequent re-releases of that commentary track. This has it uncut. So it's a minor thing. This was like $5, so it's really not a big deal. So yes, I bought this strictly for the commentary track. In terms of the extras, all the extras are intact. So we get the full documentary, Terror Takes Shape, and a whole bunch of new stuff as well. It's just a really, really nice edition of The Thing. So if you want the commentary uncut, you're going to have to track down any one of the DVD releases. I recommend this one because this is the anamorphic widescreen one. The original DVD release was 4x3 letterbox, so it'll appear window boxed on a high-def TV, and you'll have to zoom in on it. All right, next up, this is the big one. This is the one that I have had my eye on ever since it was first announced. Honestly, I don't know why I waited so bloody long to get it. Finally decided to pull the trigger on it. The new series apparently just wrapped production and will be airing sometime early next year. So I really want to rewatch the original. And, I'm pretty intimately familiar with it anyway, but I really want to rewatch the original and see it again and watch it with some of my friends who have never seen it before. We have Twin Peaks, The Entire Mystery. Now, this is the full 10-disc original release. There is a re-release version of this, which is considerably cheaper. It's about $30 apparently. This is like $120. There's a re-release version in much slimmer packaging, just kind of in a standard keep case in a slip box, which omits the 10th disc of additional extras. So you're missing quite a lot of bonus material in that re-release version. Obviously, I wanted the full meal deal, so we got this. This is a beautiful, beautiful set. This just comes off, it's just a clear plastic thing. Let's give you a quick peek here. A peek at Peaks. So very, very nice packaging, very classy box, and it just kind of opens like that, and you get the disc contents listed there. And the disc contents are actually on a on a sort of translucent piece of plastic, and there's pictures underneath. I'll probably do a closer look video for this at the time, so I won't show you all the little goodies of the packaging right now. We'll do that another time. Now, some of you may be wondering, hey, Sean, didn't you pick up the Gold Box DVD edition a while ago? Yes, I did. And I still have it. And I will be keeping it, because there are some extras on this that, believe it or not, did not get ported over to this. And to be even more complete, there's also the original DVD releases of Seasons 1 and 2, which, again, have extras that have not been ported over to either of these sets. Most notably, the Season 1 set has commentaries on all the episodes. None of these have commentaries, as far as I know. I think there might be some commentaries on this one, but yeah, there's quite a lot of material on here. But the commentaries that were on that that first DVD release of Season 1 have only ever been released on that. And then there's the Season 2 set, which came out a few years later, which also has some extras that haven't been ported over to either set. So if you're a completist, you probably want to get all of them. So I will probably be picking up those other two sets at some point, just to satisfy the completist in me, as they have every little snippet of Twin Peaks stuff that has ever been made available in digital video form. So I'm really looking forward to this, in particular. Oh, excuse me. In particular because it includes The Missing Pieces, which is 90 minutes of deleted scenes and scene extensions and stuff like that from Fire Walk With Me, the movie. There were a lot of characters from the show that fans are kind of scratching their heads. It's like, well, why weren't they in the movie? You know, they were significant characters in the show. Well, apparently they were in the movie, but they hit the cutting room floor in the original edit. So The Missing Pieces, it's not just a random collection of deleted scenes. They've all been remastered in high definition from the original film elements and assembled together into this 90-minute presentation. So it's like getting a second movie. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out. That's 90 minutes of Twin Peaks stuff that I've never seen before. So yeah, pretty stoked about that. Be a good overall primer for the new series when it comes out. I'm so excited that they're doing a new Twin Peaks series, and they're actually setting it 25 years after. It's a sequel. It's an actual continuation 25 years later. How awesome is that? Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this again. I did take a look at a little bit of it. I just kind of popped it in to see how it looked, and boy, the transfers on this are absolutely gorgeous. This has never looked better. In particular, I mean, there's a lot of just beautiful scenery shots and whatnot in Twin Peaks, and boy, do they ever shine on this. I mean, seeing all the detail and the landscapes and the trees and the mountains and the waterfall and the exterior of the Great Northern Hotel and all that good stuff. It just looks fantastic. Yeah, so great stuff. Alrighty, well, that is it for this DVD Blu-ray update. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. So a quick thank you to my Patreon sponsors, especially my two highest level sponsors, Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, the always wonderful e-mag maintained by Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.